Good morning, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my kitchen table, as it turns out. My name is Kieran Finn, and I hope in the next couple of minutes I can share some ideas with you that you will find useful and valuable in your business. Okay. The title of this video is 6 Keys to Closing a Sale, which may or may not be totally accurate, because the irony of the sales process is that unless everything is done well up until the point of the close, there is no close. And it doesn't matter how clever you are and how many little tricks you think you've got and how you can mesmerize people and hypnotize them. It's all nonsense unless you've done a good presentation. And of the thousands of sales that presentations I've conducted over the years, I would suggest that 95% of all my successful sales were done without any fancy closing techniques. And if you do have to conduct fancy closing techniques, invariably those are the ones that will fall over later. So what I want to touch on just briefly before we start is there is a little bit of a stigma to selling, which is kind of bizarre, because nothing happens in the economy and nothing has ever happened in an economy until a sale is made. No manufacturing happens, no service industry. A sale must take place for something to get produced. But I think we have a little bit of a stigma, because a lot of us, and I was in this position myself, will say to you, I can't sell, I couldn't sell to save my life. My friend could sell ice to Eskimos, but me, I hate selling. And really it is a mindset, because really selling is just communication. We all have wants, all of us want to buy stuff. And really, all we need to do is to develop some simple rapport building skills and a couple of simple techniques. And if you can learn that, you will never be unemployed. And that's not hype, it's a fact of life. In any economy in the world, if you've got above average selling skills, you are employable. Secondly, if you don't like your job, if you want to work 20 hours a week instead of 60 hours a week, and you don't like office politics, if you can become moderately successful in sales, you have the choice to work 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, or 50 hours a week. If you have an ambition level that's 40 grand a year part-time, and you've got an ambition that's $400,000 a year in selling, you have the ability to do that. You might need a little bit more passion if you want to hit the higher echelons, but there's no ceiling in selling. But anyway, I'm not here to advocate that you should get into selling. I'm assuming that you're either in selling or you're in a business that there would be some benefits to you understanding the selling process. So let's go. The first thing that you need is you need a good mindset. Call it self-esteem, but you really need to get your head right if you're going to get into the selling industry. Part of that process, though, is when you sit down with people, you need to be 100% relaxed and you need to be 100% enthusiastic. I don't mean you need to be bouncing off the walls like you're on drugs. Nothing happens without enthusiasm. No one wants to do business with someone who's apathetic, lethargic, ambivalent. I want to deal with someone who's totally passionate about what they do. I don't mean pushy, I mean passionate. The second thing you need to do is you need to be 100% focused on what you can do for the client and forget about your commission. Now, I know you sit down and you write down your goals and say, look, I want to make 100 grand a year, or 150 or 30 or whatever your goals are, and you focus on your goals maybe every day or whatever. But when you sit down at that kitchen table with someone, forget about your goals. Your goal is to make their dreams come true. They don't know what their dreams are. Maybe you need to enlighten them, but really you need to focus on what you can do for them, and I hope you believe in what you're selling. You need to get the attention of your prospect. I will never do a presentation unless I've got 100% of their attention. And I'll say to them before we start, guys, have you got 30 to 40 minutes for me to run through this? If they don't give me the time that I require, I'll either reschedule them, but I will maintain my posture. I'd rather walk away than do a half-baked presentation to someone who's working in a fish and chip shop and trying to deal with customers and dealing with me on the side. It's pointless, absolutely pointless, and it's unprofessional as well. 4, you need to create desire. How do you create desire? Well, you create desire essentially by focusing on 2 things. The pleasure of the benefits of what you're selling, and they need to be conveyed, and they need to be conveyed very clearly. And in an ideal world, you'd give them 10 benefits or 20 benefits as opposed to 1. Secondly, you need to convey in the right manner the pain that they will suffer by not taking advantage of what you're selling. I'll do another video for those that want to get into the nitty-gritty of this a little bit more later, but essentially you cannot sell to an ambivalent person. I've used that word twice, but it relates in both cases. You need to lift their desire, and you need to disturb them, or one of both. Okay? There needs to be some consequences to them not doing business with you, and they need to be spelled out. And finally, action. The close basically is simply asking people to take action. All the way through every presentation I do, I will ask a reflective question, which is, what's your thinking so far? Does that make sense? Any questions so far? What's your gut instinct on what we've discussed? And I get the feedback. I don't wait to the end. And along the way, they say, well, look, I don't understand what you're saying here. Oh, look, that makes sense there. So by the time I get to the end and I'm doing a summary of the features and benefits that they will get, I will just simply ask them the question. If that makes sense to you, let's go ahead. Does that make sense? And they will say yes or no. I will never ask for the business until I've got a 95% understanding that they are happy with everything I've gone through. So, quick summary. Relax, disturb, solution, close. Or alternatively, mindset, attention, interest, desire, close. Sounds simplistic, guys, but it's very simple. If you like anything I've shared with you, tune back in. I will be doing some more in-depth videos on this subject shortly. I'll give you a very quick summary of one of my presentations that does work for me quite well, and I think it's adaptable pretty much to everyone. So connect with us on YouTube. If you like this, leave a few comments, hopefully friendly ones, and I hope your day's going well, and I wish you well in your endeavours. Cheers.